Hello, hello, hello. I think we're live on Twitch. Hi, Tinny Tins. Oh wow, that's so funny how notifications work. But I'm glad you were able to make your way here. Also, shout out to the other viewers currently watching. I'm gonna be honest, I've just been sitting here the whole time and I was extremely nervous and scared. But we have to start streaming. We have to start streaming. So here I am. Hello, everyone. Hi, hi. So glad you can make it. Maya, hello. I'm trying to figure out how to cast to my monitor. Good luck with that. I have no idea how to do that, so I cannot offer any help. Squire Tinian. Hello. Hello, hello. What a username. Why are you scared? I don't know if you know this, but Twitch is like, it's Twitch. You know, a lot of streaming happens here. And I feel like on YouTube, it's a bit different because it's just YouTube, you know, that's for making videos. But Twitch, people here are serious. They got like entire setups, you know, they're professionals. They do this for a living. And I'm just cool puppy playing Sims on a scuffed setup. So yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm scared, but I'm also excited because this feels like we're kind of starting over in a way. So yeah, hopefully everything goes pretty good. But now I guess I'll switch over to our regular music. That was kind of like the intro music. I was trying something new. So yeah, let me play the regular stream playlist, I guess. But yeah, hello everyone. I would say shout out to the VOD watchers, but I don't really know how I'm going to do the VOD for this yet. There's a lot I'm still figuring out. But yeah, hello VOD watchers, hello lurkers. Welcome to our first stream on Twitch. Yeah, that's all I can really say. Oh gosh, I feel like this is already going to be such a mess. I'm so nervous, but I'm going to get it together. Okay. So yeah, today's stream, as I mentioned, I don't know if anyone has seen the video on YouTube where we built the goth mansion. Today I plan on decorating that. But to be honest, I was kind of second guessing myself because I am kind of in the mood to work on some Sims. So I don't know. We'll see where the night takes us. But yeah, let me go ahead and start switching things over. I mean, you have a cool waiting screen. You're winning. That's true. That did make me feel a little bit more confident. Thank you for your help, by the way, in getting that together. I like this version. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I didn't know how I felt about the Sims zooming in, but it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to do some more adjusting and stuff, especially as I take more pictures of the Sims and the save. But yeah, some of the Sims you see popping up on the screen, they're like some of the main people in Scuff, New York. Some of the baddies, some of the goodies. We're so back. Brown cow die. Hello. Yes, we are. Hopefully. Hopefully this is successful and it doesn't crash and burn. Also, it's very hot in my room because I had to close the door. Also, one more kind of update, I guess. It is currently forecasted to start raining in the next 5 minutes or so. So if you start hearing thunder, don't be alarmed. It should pass over pretty quickly. I don't think it's anything too like scary or dangerous. But yeah, hopefully we're able to stream a good bit. And if not, we will have tomorrow. I will be going live tomorrow in Doodoo on Twitch as well. So yeah, hopefully we can get through this. But now, as you can see, we are in our beautiful Brindleton Bay, our little town across the street. This is Jimmy Jam Jones. Okay. Let me see. Hopefully I can remember. Because I know some of you guys that might pop up in here, you'll probably have different usernames. And I don't know why, I was worried about that too, but thank you for letting me know, Jimmy Jam Jones. Would you prefer I called you Jimmy Jam Jones? Or do you want to go by Brown Cow Die? I feel like I'm kind of used to Jimmy Jam Jones, so maybe I answered my own question. Okay. But yeah, this is Brindleton Bay, as you can see. And this is the Goth Manor. So let's go ahead and hop into that. I'm trying to think if I want to go in live mode. Yeah, I guess we can. And maybe you can like see some of them. Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Okay. Hopefully I'll relax a little bit. You know, yeah. Like I said, it does really feel like starting over. And starting over always comes with like nerves and restlessness and just being very anxious. But also it's kind of exciting. Because I feel like I'm the type, after I start to get a bit too, like, I'm doing things for a long time, I get a bit too comfortable. Whoa. I think that was lightning. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Or maybe that was a car. Okay. Like I was saying, I tend to get a bit too comfortable and I get anxious to just kind of start over on a clean slate. Also, I don't know why this is so dark. Did I do something different? So, yeah, part of me kind of likes. Yeah, that's thunder. Part of me kind of likes, I don't know, this whole setup of just moving to a different platform. I don't know if this is permanent, by the way. I don't know if this is permanent, but part of me does kind of like the idea of just having to start from scratch. Kind of like back in the old days where we only had like 2 viewers watching. And back on YouTube, we kind of had a consistent rate of like 15. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of feels nice, but again, it feels scary. Really love the goth build, by the way. I'm excited to see you continue. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out myself as well. Like I said in the video, I wasn't sure at the beginning because it was feeling very, 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 very Sims 2-ish. But I think we ended up pulling it together in the end. I'm pretty satisfied with how it looks like. Yeah, also, maybe it's because of the weather why it looks so dark. Okay. I don't know. Can you guys see this? I feel like this is dark, even for me. But I do like how it looks. But I think it's because it's currently fall in the game. So that's why it's kind of very dark. We could go into build mode from the map. And that'll put us in just like a neutral season, which is a bit brighter, I guess. But I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, this is the Goth Mansion, Goth Manor. This is where our mafia goths live. And here they are down here. Can't really see them. Also, they're wearing outfits that I don't want them to wear. So maybe it's a good thing you can't see them because it kind of ruins the whole vibes, the aesthetic. Actually, I can just show you like a little quick overview, I guess. Because we do have that nice handy dandy dozier fowl and all the townies in Scuff, New York. It does look a bit dark, at least darker than your videos. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch over to build mode through the map view. So it'll be a bit lighter because yeah, it definitely is darker. Like I said, I don't mind it too much, but also like if I'm starting to think it's a bit too dark, then I know some of you guys are like, yeah, this is way too dark. I can't see anything. And that's not good because you're supposed to be watching the stream, so you want to see stuff. But yeah, before we dive into it, I guess let me go ahead and introduce you to our goth family, the Scuff, New York version of the goth family. I feel like I do this all the time, but I don't know. It's just, this is like the funnest part about making this save. Really digging into the Sims and their lore and all that good stuff. So yeah, let me switch over so we can see that. Hopefully I close out of everything that could potentially dox me. All right. Pisces, hello. Welcome. I'm glad you can join. Yeah, I hope you guys saw my chat in Discord because I really needed the support. You know, usually I don't really ask people to join the stream, but yeah, I was feeling, like I said, I'm just feeling a lot of things. But yeah, happy to have you here. Okay. So here is the Goth family, right? We have Mortimer Goth, our boss of the Casa Simstra family, also known as Morty, Mort, all of those things. And yeah, he's the papa. He's the dad of the family, as you can see here. And then we have Bella looking marvelous as always. And she's kind of the puppeteer when it comes to Mortimer. As I mentioned in the video that I recorded this week, Mortimer, honestly guys, he's not really built for this life. Like, I don't know how he's holding it together, because honestly, if you've seen The Godfather and you're familiar with Michael, the character, he's similar to him, as in, he didn't really want to go this route. He probably had dreams of being like a writer, or maybe even a movie director or scientist or whatever. But then, his dad was getting old. He doesn't have any sons, and they're kind of sexist. So there's like, we can't just give it to your cousins, like Agnes or Agatha or whoever. We need to pass it to you. So he's kind of thrusted into that situation. And so since this is something he's not really familiar with or wanting to do in the first place, this is where Bella comes in. Don't get it wrong, she really loves Morty, but also she's definitely controlling him and the one that's actually running things when it comes to this family. We'll always support you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wow, we have such a nice community here. Yes, OMG, this is amazing. The redacted text, I'm obsessed. I know it was so fun to make, and I was really hoping I could finish it up before I start the stream, or at least some of it, because there are some parts that it just doesn't make any sense, because I was literally just copying and pasting the template. But yeah, hopefully next week I'll have it finished, because I actually do plan on sharing this, because anytime we stream Scuff New York, we're always talking about all these sims we made, and it's hard to keep track, so it's nice to have something to look at. But yeah, I love the dossier too. It's like my favorite part of this save. But yeah, Bella is basically the one controlling everything, and the reason why a lot of people in Casa Simstra don't really respect Mortimer and are kind of preying on his downfall, so that's a whole storyline going on there. Also, she has beef with Agnes, because again, Agnes knows, like, Agnes was supposed to be where Mortimer is. She was supposed to be in charge, but she's a woman, so that's not going to happen. So yeah, she's kind of beefing with Agnes, and Agnes is beefing with her and Mortimer because she feels like she was done dirty, which is very true. We have Cassandra, the daughter, as you guys know. Her story is honestly similar to Sims 2. She is engaged to, what's his name? Don Lothario, and it's kind of the same story of Don. He's kind of a mess. And Cassandra, I feel like she was kind of forced into this engagement by her parents to kind of strengthen the ties, because Don Lothario, his dad, is an important member of Casa Simstra as well. So, it's that whole thing of strengthening the bloodline, even though they're not blood related, if that makes sense. So, yeah. And then we have Alexander Goth. He is a very interesting teen, I should say, because unlike Mortimer, he actually has an interest of taking over, stepping into his dad's shoes and one day running the mafia, which I don't know. Honestly, I don't really think he has what it takes. But like I mentioned in the video earlier this week, I think for him, it's mostly because he doesn't really know what he wants to do in life. And I say that in this little note right here. Alexander often wonders what his place is in the world. His mother said he'll figure it out one day, but maybe it's easier to just do what everyone else is doing. So that's why he's kind of like, okay, yeah, I think I can become the boss, in the future, because, my dad is going to pass it down to me, so I'm fine with that. But in reality, it's not something he, genuinely wants to do. It's just he doesn't really know what else to do. And rather than stress himself out about figuring, what he wants to do for the rest of his life, he's just, I'll just take over. That's fine. We can do that. Which, honestly, I get that. I get that a lot. Revitus, or wait, no, that's not Revitus. I'm so sorry. Rivets. Hi, just got here. Awesome, Lurky Lurker. Oh, okay. That makes it easier. Lurky Lurker, hello. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you could show up. Wow, it's kind of like a crossover event, seeing you guys' Twitch names compared to your YouTube names. Yes, I saw your message in chat, and I have some alcohol and some, I don't know how to pronounce the first part, but chige. Definitely could do some chige. So I'm ready to watch a stream while I do some filming and support you. Thank you so much. I love this dossier so far. I appreciate you guys so much. I cannot put it into enough words, but hopefully you understand and hopefully it sounds genuine. But I genuinely do appreciate all of you guys. You're so kind, you're so nice. I don't know where I would be without you. But then we also have our other member of the Goth family, Michael Batchelor. And you might be saying, wow, he looks very rough. He looks like he's half dead. And honestly, that's a pretty accurate description. Because he was once in the military, you know, he was doing his thing over there, whatever they do. And then something happened, you know. I don't know how he was discharged. I don't know how he left. But he moved back home. He went to live with his sister. And he's been there ever since. And his life is kind of a mess right now. He doesn't really know what he wants to do with his life either. He's kind of in a bit of a spiral. So, yeah, that's Michael, Bella's brother, Michael Batchelor. And then we also have the returning of, let's see, where is she at? I think Bernalton Bay. The returning of Kaylin, yes. Kaylin Langerak, the maid, which, yeah. Do I need to say more? She's pretty similar to who she was in Sims 2. So, yeah, that's kind of just an overview of the Goth family. So you have an idea of who we're designing this home for, the characters and all that jazz. So let me go back to, wow, this house looks really cool out here. Actually, let me take a screenshot. But we're going to go back to the map view so it won't look super dark like it is right now. Because I do agree, this is very dark, can't really see. So let me switch. Okay, there we go. I had to put my mic down because, as you guys know, I currently don't have my mic stand set up because I don't have a desk. So, yeah, that is where we are. Oh, wait, no, not X the main menu. All right, there we go. Oh my gosh, stop. You're going to make us blush. You're making me blush. We're all blushing together because we had a very sappy moment of me just showing my appreciation. The criminal history from Michael. Oh, wait, were you? Wait, did I put something down? I can't remember. I do have an idea. He's not a completely good guy. I think most of the people in this save are not good people because that's just the type of city this is. Oh, okay, yeah, I did type down what I was thinking. Yeah. You don't want to dig too much into that. It's for the best. It's for the best. Okay. But now, hopefully, the lighting looks a bit better from build mode through the map. But I can't wait to actually like dive in and start connecting the dots in the game because I'm typing it all out right now, so I have an idea of what I want to do. But I can't wait to actually like set up the relationships and the criminal history and all that stuff because we're so close. We're so close to actually putting all this together and being able to play in it. So yeah, I'm very excited. Also, I think, yeah, the lighting's a bit better because now we're just in spring or whatever season this is. So we can actually see what we're doing. Okay. So as you can see here, we have a lot to work with. This is a pretty big home, a pretty big lot. And yeah, I kind of have an idea of how I want to go about furnishing this home. But I don't know about the execution. That's always the thing, right? How we're actually going to execute it in the game. But before we get too far into that, I guess I can give you an overview of the floor plan. So here we are at the entrance, right? You have the foyer, which is very grand, very all that stuff. Yeah. I don't know any other synonyms. My mind went blank. Forgive me. And then down this hallway, we have Mortimer's study. Because Mortimer, he's still very much like a scholarly type of person. And I feel like when you're in a home like this, you have to have a really fancy, stately, like library/study. So that's what we have going on here. I'm thinking for these two rooms over here, though, One of these will be like the family room, you know, where people just come over and you have like the TV and maybe some type of game set up over here. Much better? Okay, that's good. Yeah, it was very dark before. And then this one maybe, or I don't know, maybe we switch places. But this can be the living room where, you know, if you have Christmas, you put the tree, or if you're just, I don't know, just sitting around. Honestly, I don't really know what is the purpose of a living room. Because for my family, we have the living room and then we have the den. In the living room, I always thought that was supposed to be like a really fancy place. But nowadays, I feel like we just use that as the den part two. Because I live in a really small house. So people can't fit in our den. So they just also sit in the living room. But yeah, I don't know. Like, what is the living room for? That's my question. And then over here on this side of the house, we have this kitchen. We have a little breakfast nook because this is probably where like the family actually eats and stuff. And then this will be the dining room. We made it very big, very grand because, why do we do that? Oh yeah, they host a lot of stuff. That's why. A lot of parties, a lot of get-togethers. So it makes sense for them to have a humongous dining room where, you know, you can feed a lot of people and maybe do some dancing, drinking, stuff like that. Wait, what's a den? Sounds fancy. I don't really know how to explain it. Like I was saying, like a den. Oh wait, no, not a den, not a den. I was thinking the living room. A den I can't explain. The den is the room of the house where you just sit in and watch TV. Granted, I feel like some houses don't even have like a den in a living room. You'll probably just have like the den that also can kind of serve as the living room. But if you have like two sitting spaces, then yeah, the den is usually the one where you just have your TV, and the living room does not have a TV. And it's just for sitting and doing stuff, which I don't really know what type of stuff you would be doing in the living room. But yeah. So, dining room. We have a big greenhouse over here. And honestly, I've been thinking about this greenhouse because if you guys have been watching me building in Scuff, New York a lot, you know we have the Simkuza, right? And in Little East Asia, we made like this little flower shop, and we said the Simkuza kind of uses that flower shop to launder money and all that stuff. So I was thinking, if the Simkuza kind of has a monopoly on all like the plant shops in the city and stuff like that, and they're kind of the nemesis of Casa Simstra, which is Mortimer's mafia gang and all that stuff, maybe, I don't know, Mortimer and Bella, they kind of grow their own stuff here to try to undercut the Simkuza. But yeah, that was just something I was thinking about. Okay, but that's pretty much the first floor. Honestly, don't have ever been in a house with a den. Okay, honestly, don't think I have ever been in a house with a den. Just two living rooms, and one is usually more formal, and one is like the family area. Maybe people just call it different things, because I guess like you can call the den the family room as well. But I've just always known it as the den growing up. A dedicated TV room. Yeah, that was like the idea for it. I think it's a thing in like a lot of older houses. Like nowadays, I don't think people have like a living room space. They just have like a dining room, if that makes sense. Like if you have guests over, that's the fancy living room. If it's just the family, it's the family living room. Yeah. So that's pretty much the den, like what you describe as the family living room. And then for the fancy living room, that's what I usually understood it to be as, but like nowadays, we don't really use the room for that. Like it's just, because we even have a TV in there now, so I don't really know what the purpose of the living room is. Okay, and then the top floor. Oh, I feel like I had to burp, sorry. Okay, top floor, this is Bella and Mortimer's wing. So this is going to be their bedroom, and I still have to figure out how I'm going to divide this space, because we do need a bathroom for them, and I want it to be kind of large. But I don't know. This will probably be Cassandra's bedroom because I want her to have a little balcony. You know, maybe she sneaks out. Because I feel like even though Cassandra is engaged to Don, and maybe she does actually love him and like him and wants to marry him, she also kind of has a thing for a certain dreamer. So maybe, you know, he's kind of sneaking over or she's sneaking out, whatever it may be. So I wanted her to have that balcony. We have Alexander's room, Michael's room, and then I still don't know if I want Kaylin, who's the maid. I don't know if I want her to stay here. But if she does, we might have to make a basement because I want this to be a guest bedroom. I don't want her to have a room up here. I feel like she'd be in like a separate part where like the help stays. Because I don't know. Like one of these older homes, I feel like that's how they would set it up. But yeah, that's kind of like an overview of the house and everything. What we have planned out so far. Living room is like a family space used for personal use, and a parlor is for entertaining guests. A parlor. A Nightbot over here telling me what to do in Twitch too. Yeah, Nightbot comes with me everywhere. They're very loyal. I can respect that. But also they're giving out good advice. Definitely have to drink water. I don't even think I have water with me. Or I do, but I left it somewhere. Oops. That's fine. Okay. But yeah. I would say the study is pretty much done. So I think what we're gonna do, honestly, this room kind of stresses me out. I don't know why. Same with this room. So we might start with the dining room. I feel like that's the easiest. Also, sorry that I'm swinging the camera around like crazy. It's because I'm anxious. It's because I'm anxious, and that's how I deal with it. By just constantly swiveling around. Okay. But yes, we're going to start off with this room. Like I said, I want there to be a very big table because I do a lot of entertaining. So maybe we can go with these and just have it be really long like this. Or we could have it be too wide and mesh it together this way. Which might be the move. The only problem is if we do it like 2x2, or I guess 4x4, right? Yeah. I don't know actually. Okay, if we do it this way, the only problem is if you want to have like a head of the table, it would have to be like a shared thing, which is kind of awkward. I prefer there to be one chair at the end of each table. So maybe I will go with the other one. Yeah, I think that's better. And like I said, they host a lot of dinner parties and stuff like that. Because I feel like that's just something you would do, right? If you're head of some type of really big organization, criminal or not, you gotta keep up your relations with other people. So that's what they're doing. They're always hosting dinner parties, little get-togethers and stuff like that, and inviting people over. And it's going down in this space. So we have to make sure we have a lot of entertainment items, I guess. So maybe like an organ, or did I put the organ out here? Yeah, I did. So maybe we can put a grand piano in here. That'd be the move. I wish the Sims team made bigger dining tables. I wish they just made more dining tables in general. Because I say this a lot, but I feel like dining tables, what else? Couches. There's some items in this game that they don't really give us like many options. But best believe, like any pack that is released, we're always going to have like some dining chairs. We're always going to have some new toilets or whatever. But never any new dining tables or couches. Or if we do get couches, they're not even a set. It's just like one random 3-seater couch, and that's it. and you can't really match it with anything that we already have in game. So annoying, so annoying. Ooh, wait, that actually kind of matches up. Okay. We can have this be at the head instead. And we'll use these for the side chairs. If that's what you would call them. Yeah, I like that. But now that I'm looking at this, is this room too big? Do you guys think we can put enough stuff in here to make it feel like not gigantic? Because right now it feels very large. Maybe if we go ahead and put a rug in here, that would help. It's very big at the moment. Question is, what kind of rug? Maybe something old, something vintage. Ooh. Yeah, I like that. We got a lot of good items from the Business and Hobbies pack. I think that pack is slowly becoming one of my favorites, even though honestly, I haven't really played around with the gameplay that much because I just haven't had time. Like, I'm always working on save files, and when I'm not working on save files, I'm already like playing with Sims that, you know, they have their life together, if that makes sense. Like, they're not trying to start a business or anything, they're not trying to use any of the new pack features, they already have lives that they're living out. So that doesn't really give me time to play around with some of the newer packs. But anyways, I still feel like I've seen enough to confidently say that Business and Hobbies is definitely a pack I would recommend. I would recommend you not buy it on sale, but I would recommend that you buy it because I think a lot of really good items came with that. And I just really enjoy creating like small businesses and coming up with new ideas for businesses. At least that's how I feel. Okay. I added this because we just needed something to break up how open and square this room is. It's a bit too much for me. I think that kind of helped, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep going. Ooh, and we have these from my favorite CC pack ever. So amazing. Now time to figure out curtains. And then there's the train in the background. That was another reason why I was kind of nervous to try streaming on Twitch, because like I said earlier, I feel like Twitch is like really the place for streamers. You know, like if you're serious about streaming, you come over to Twitch. But I don't know, like nowadays, I guess seeing like some people stream over here made me feel less intimidated because, you know, they still have those comfy vibes. Like Ocean, like I've been seeing some of her streams. Well, I haven't caught them live yet, unfortunately, but I've been watching the VODs and I'm like, wow, it looks the same as it does on YouTube. It's very calm, it's very relaxed, still feels very much like, I don't know, the same old stuff that you would see on YouTube. So that's kind of why I wanted to start streaming or try streaming on Twitch. But then on the other hand, like I said, it just, I don't know, like, you know, you watch me stream and you hear a train in the background or you hear my grandpa coughing and I'm like, wow, this is really some setup, huh, that we have going on here. But I don't know. That's just me overthinking stuff because, you know, at this point, I've been streaming for what? Maybe like a year? It feels like a year. Maybe I'm lying. But at this point, people are still watching, so maybe it's not that much of a big deal as I'm making it out to be. If it helps, a lot of these houses like this have so much empty space. It does help, but I don't know. I guess because I'm the type of person that I don't like having this much space. So it feels very weird to me. And I have to remind myself, like you said, that houses are like this sometimes, especially like these really big mansions. I gotta resist the urge to try to fill up every single nook and cranny. Because we don't need to. It's fine, you're good, you got this. I'm just gonna have to keep reminding myself that. I have to keep reminding myself that. Okay, but yeah, I really like this table. I think this is a good anchor point for this room. A lot to build off here. Now as for these walls over here, I want to try to find some good paintings or pictures. I wish I would have took some individual pictures of the Goths before I started working on this home. Because I definitely could see us putting up maybe like Mortimer here and Bella on this wall. Like something like that. Wait a minute, that would be kind of cool. You just have them in like a little, I don't know, maybe like their wedding photo? Or just some type of portrait that they sat for. But that definitely could be the vibes. Okay, yeah, I'll do something like that. I'll have a sim paint them and we can hang that up instead of these live pictures. So just keep that in mind whenever you see these two pictures on the wall. That'll definitely be the move. And then I want to try to put a big piano in here. A grand piano in the corner. And maybe a bar. And I think, yeah, as much as it pains me, I think that'll be it for the dining room. Can you fit the painting in the frame? Because that would be sick. I believe you can, because I feel like I've seen people do that before. If not, I might have to find some CC, because I definitely want a frame like this. Because as you said, it would indeed be sick. That'd be amazing. Okay, actually, maybe we add a few more bumpets. Like on the side here. Something like this. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, and I might add like a little chair over here. And then what else? Oh yeah, the bar. The bar. Definitely need a bar in here. Dang, they're rich. The Goths are good people to have connections to in this world. Oh yeah, they're the type of rich. Like, you know. Like when Sims, I don't know how geography works in the Sims, but I don't know. Whenever they just happen to appear on the simulation, I don't know, what do you call this? On the planet or wherever they are. The Goths were definitely one of those families that, you know, they just made moves instantly. Like, they have that type of money. It goes back generations. That old money, as people say. So you definitely want to get in good with the Goths. You definitely want to stay connected. And even though I said, like earlier, that a lot of people in Casa Simstra, they don't really like Mortimer and they're kind of preying on their downfall. At the same time, they're being very careful about how they go about like all this plotting and politicking, because they don't want to piss off the Goths, right? Because the Goths, they are basically at the center of Casa Simstra and Brindleton Bay as a whole. Like, they really do run stuff around here. So you definitely got to be careful. What kind of bar should we go for? Would it make sense to have like this bar back? over here and then put a bar in front of it? Maybe. I don't know though. I don't know. It probably need tulle, right? Definitely. Definitely. To get it exactly where we want it to be. I was trying to think, do I have anything we can play test with? To see if it'll be possible. And now I just have photos. Also, this is a handy trick, by the way. Like, if you're into taking a lot of photos and stuff, I recommend after you take them, put them on a wall and make it into a room and save it to your gallery. Because then you can always just pull them out like this. Also, if you ever have that bug where the pictures go black, you can just pull them again from the gallery and save them. Okay, what do we scale it up to? Also, I'm sorry that this is very bright. It's very bright. Oops, that's not the right one. Okay. I think this might be the right size. Alright, that's not too bad. But yeah, I think if I go with the painting, it'll fit even better. But the painting is about the same size as the portrait version of a photo. So I think we're good. But yeah, just imagine it. That'd be like so cool. You have Bella over here, and then you have Mortimer. Wait a minute. Okay, we can pose them as if they're looking at each other. Or I don't know. I wonder if anyone has like that little, like an Adam and Eve type pose. I forgot who the painter was, but hopefully you guys know that painting I'm talking about. And when they have that pose. We can do something like that. That would be pretty cool. I like the thought of that. Alexandre has some like old style paintings and fancy frames, and some swatches are of Bella and Mortimer. Oh, really? Okay, I gotta look into that. OMG, hi, cool puppy. I love your channel so much. Oh my gosh, thank you, Howl's Moon. And welcome. I'm glad you can catch a stream. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate the support, because as I said earlier, I'm very nervous. But yeah, welcome. Okay, I definitely have to look at Alexandre stuff then. But if not, I'll probably end up taking pictures once I get off stream. I don't know. Because I've really been into like a picture taking mood lately. I'm gonna be honest, guys. That's why I've kind of been slacking when it comes to doo-doo. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna finish Copperdale by the end of this weekend. It's definitely happening. But I could have finished it earlier this week if I wasn't taking so many photos of Sims and Scuff New York. But it's just so fun. It's so fun taking photos of Sims and like posing them. And then I have Relight now and that swirl thing. So it's just so much fun. Like I can't stop. It's addicting. And then we have the Dozier too. Oh, it's amazing. So amazing. Okay. But now I was looking for some nice little flowers to put up here, like in the middle. But I don't know. I don't know if we have any that would go nicely on the table. Even though we got that little plant kit, I feel like we need even more. Even more like flowers and stuff. Okay, this one will work. OMG, don't be nervous. You're so likable and fun. Oh, wait, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Yeah. I don't know. That's just who I am, guys. I'm just a very nervous and anxious person. Believe it or not. I wish I wasn't, but that is how it is. And how it will continue to be, unfortunately. Right here. Okay, there we go. I think that's kind of centered. And then we can put some nice little candles in the actual center of the tables. I think that'll bring things together pretty nicely. Have you gotten pose alignments mod yet? It's such a game changer. No, I have not. And this is my first time hearing about that. Please tell me more. Like, how does it work? Does it just automatically, I guess... Actually, I don't know. Yeah, just please tell me how it works. I was going to try to figure it out myself. What kind of candles can we use? Maybe... No, that looks kind of dumb. Let's just go with some that are already bundled together. Or something like that. What about this type of setup with the candles? I wish I could place them a bit more in the center. But it's not really going where I want it to go. And I don't feel like alt placing them. Or is it fine if we just stick with 2 candles? Is it okay if we do that? Maybe. Like this. That's kind of cool, right? Oh, it's amazing. It lets you move sims wherever, rotate them towards objects. You can click opposing sim. There's an option to align another sim with them automatically. Oh, so it's kind of like Wicked Whims, like the whole posing system with that, but better. Basically don't need the oh, okay. And it's nice because you obviously can't pose kids with Wicked Whims. That is true, so it makes it so much easier for posing younger ages without the Wicked Whims positioning ability. I will link it in Discord. Hold up. Thank you so much for that, because yeah, I had no idea that was a thing. And I would definitely be using that. What's your zodiac sign? Take a guess. What do you think my zodiac sign is? I mentioned it a long time ago because there was a stream where we were suddenly talking about zodiac signs. But take a guess. What do you think I am? I feel like maybe we should have one of these tables in here too. It makes sense. Especially if they're having like a banquet or something. That works, that works. Oh gee, okay, let me think real hard. Make it a good guess. I feel like I'm pretty accurate to my zodiac sign based off of what I've read about it. But I don't know. How do you guys even feel about zodiac signs and like astrology and stuff like that? I know there are people that put like a lot of stock into it, and then there are some people that are just like, you know, it's a bunch of hogwash and baloney and all that stuff. Honestly, I think it's kind of fun. And I think there is a bit of, you know, there's a bit of truth into it, I think. No, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. How do we fit the bar in here? How do we do it? Or do we just put it over here on this wall? There's too many decisions. I kind of don't want anything to be under Mortimer's portrait. Or maybe we put Mortimer over here and Bella over here. Or actually, I don't know. I don't know, actually. Okay, wait, I'm thinking. Maybe we do leave Mortimer's picture over here. Because maybe he feels a bit of shame still. Like, you know, it's been years since his dad has passed. And he's had to take over, like, being the boss of the family. But maybe deep down in his heart, you know, no matter what Bella tries to tell him and how many people kind of kiss his butt and stuff, he knows he's not the right man for the job. He's not. Like, he's not terrible at it, but he's definitely not the type of person that his dad was, or the type of sim that Agnes is. Because again, Agnes, she was groomed for this. Like, I feel like if you guys have watched Succession, Agnes is pretty much like Shiv. Maybe she's a bit too full of herself, but at the end of the day, she's probably the most qualified one. And Mortimer knows that. So, yeah, he just feels kind of ashamed. And maybe when it comes to, like, this photo of him, he kind of keeps it covered up because he just feels like such a disappointment when he looks at it. Or actually, now that I say that, maybe we make this of his dad and his mom. Because that would make the disappointment even stronger, right? Like, he doesn't want to look at this picture of his dad because he's just reminded of how much he's failed him. That's something we can go with. Okay, let me look back at the chat. I feel like you're a Libra and we know the answer for me, so I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to guess Capricorn. Pisces. Oh, wait, are you saying Pisces as in like, haha, Pisces, or are you guessing I'm a Pisces? Okay, my guesses are Aquarius, Pisces, or I don't know. I don't want to be wrong. No. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. I love the zodiac signs, to be honest. I know some people hate them, but I don't think it's that deep, you know? Yeah, I mean, if people are into it, that's fine. But I don't really get when people are like, oh, how can you believe in that? Like, oh, you're so dumb. It's just, you know, it's kind of cool how people are able to, or they try to like break down someone's personality and stuff and sum it up in a zodiac sign. I think that's pretty cool. Also, I am a Capricorn. So you were correct. I'm a Capricorn. Lurky lurker, right? I'm too afraid to say your name again. Or Rivets. But I'm pretty sure it was Lurky lurker. Yeah, I'm a Capricorn. I was born in the winter. And I'll leave it at that. Because if I give you any more information, then that might be too much information, if you know what I mean. But yeah. And yes, that's right. Okay, nice. A Capricorn? Why do you say it like that? Am I not giving off Capricorn vibes? I feel like I give off Capricorn vibes. That's why I thought it would be like, I don't know, I thought that would be guessable, I guess. Me being a Capricorn. But to be honest, I feel like based on what I know about zodiac signs and stuff, if I got to pick my own zodiac sign, I would want to be a Scorpio, because they just seem so cool. And also, isn't Beyonce a Scorpio? I want to be like Beyonce, so I would want to be a Scorpio. Or a Leo, because those seem pretty cool as well. Or a Gemini, because they seem kind of messy. And I don't know, I feel like in a different life, it would be kind of fun to be messy, you know? At least that's what I think. Oh, she's a Virgo. Oh, okay. I want to be a Virgo. Oh, yeah, because she made Virgo's Groove. I forgot about that. How could I forget? Such an iconic song. Not gonna lie, I fear Capricorns. Why? Why do you fear Capricorns? I guess we can be pretty intimidating. Believe it or not, guys, if you were to see me out in the streets, you'd probably be intimidated by me. So that's kind of fair, actually. With the red curtains, yes. You think so? I feel like the blue or whatever this color is, it kind of ties in with the chairs. But the red? Let me see. The red does make a bit of a statement. But yeah, I kind of like the blue better. Or whatever this color is. Gray, I guess? I don't know. Love how Cool Puppy is naming my parents' signs. And I'm like, what a nightmare. But those are pretty iconic signs. I guess by searching up which sign was a shy. Smart, smart, smart. Yeah. But I don't know. I wouldn't call myself shy. I would just call myself very awkward. Like, I'm willing to talk to people, and I don't mind going to, like, new places. Like, I travel a lot by myself. I do a lot of things by myself, and I usually, like, meet people along the way. But yeah, I'm just very awkward and a bit of an introvert, but I wouldn't say I'm shy. I think I'm pretty, well, I'm not outgoing. I wouldn't go that far, but I'm in the middle. I don't know what's between outgoing and shy, but I'm that. Not the millennial gray versus blue debate again. I can't. Wait, what? I feel like you're so hip, Pisces, because I don't really. What is that? I'm a Libra, so the best zodiac. Honestly, Libras are pretty iconic. I wouldn't go as far as saying the best. Okay, that's a little too. You got a little too much dip on your chip, as some people say. And I hope I don't sound biased when I say this, because even though I was just talking about like Virgos and stuff, I feel like Capricorns, they're kind of underrated. Because whenever Capricorn season rolls around, especially the month of my birthday, I'm always surprised about like how many like celebrities or famous people are Capricorns. Like, we're really running the world, to be honest. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Also, most of these chairs are kind of ugly. They're not really going with what I want to do. I guess maybe I can go with this one. Something like this. Because I want people to be able to sit by the piano. I don't know how I'd set this up. Like, these chairs look awkward over here. Now that I'm trying to play around with it. Maybe on this side instead? Okay, be honest, guys. Do we need to put anything else in here? Or can we? Because part of me, I really want to fit something over here. If I move the chairs over here, that's fine. But I feel like something needs to go on this wall. Or am I just trying to push it? Are we fine? Are we fine with this being an empty space? No, but same. I lean more to introvert too. Yeah, okay. I'm glad somebody's there with me. Cause like, yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to call myself an introvert, I guess, kind of, or I guess an ambivert, or whatever you say. But I do tend to lean towards introvert. And I think the reason I do is because, I don't know, it's just so draining talking to people sometimes. Like, not to say I hate talking to people, but I feel like this day and age, since people can just text you whenever, it just makes it so much tiring. I miss the days where people had to just like call me if they wanted to talk to me. You know, they had to work for access to me, if that makes sense. But now everyone's just sending like memes and stuff, like every 5 minutes. And I get so stressed. Have you seen the lady with the gray couch on TikTok, but it's literally just blue? No, I haven't, because I don't have TikTok. Honestly, Pisces, you might be the only reason I get TikTok, because you're always posting stuff up there and other people are posting stuff up there. So I'm like, maybe I should get it. But the reason I don't is because I already have so much social media. I gotta limit myself. Wrong? No, I think you're wrong. and all these millennials with gray couches came out, like, I now don't know if my couch is gray or blue. Now I feel like I have to see a picture of this couch. Okay, but the worst zodiac sign I fear is Cancers. So sorry to any Cancers in the chat. Leave my Cancer sisters alone. What's wrong with Cancers? I never heard anything about them. They seem unproblematic. Maybe a plant in the corner? That is true. That is true. You can never go wrong with a plant. But I don't know if we have the technology. I don't know if we have the correct plant to fit over here. Honestly, like how this is empty. Also, BRB must do adult things. Gotcha, gotcha. We can try it with the plant, but if we can't find any, we might just leave it empty. Or maybe we'll put some more paintings. That can also be a solution. Could lead into the austere vibes. Did I say that right? Austere. Austere. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the term. Austere, austere. Let me look that up. Austere. Okay, okay. That is true, that is true. Cancer men aren't that bad from my experience, but also I don't know much about zodiac signs. Yeah, as far as I know, I think Cancers they're just chilling. They're chilling. The only signs I hear bad stuff about are, again, Geminis and what's the other one? Oh yeah, Scorpios. Those are two signs. Yeah, we might have to leave it empty because I don't really see any plants that would kind of fit over here. I mean, we have this one. That kind of looks weird to just have this over here by itself. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put this on top of the piano. Interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll leave this blank for now. Or empty, I guess you could say. And we can put some more photos in here, because we do have these. Because the Goth family, they're a family of history, you know? They've done a lot over their time in this world. So I feel like they would have a lot of pictures and stuff just hanging up on the walls. So something like this. Or, okay, wait. Maybe we also fill this up with Mortimer and Bella, because this is Mortimer's parents over here. So maybe Mortimer and Bella on this side? That could be kind of cute. I don't know, though. I don't really know what I want to do. All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think this is pretty much it for the dining room, which that was pretty painless, to be honest. I thought it'd be worse. If you squint, that looks like Mortimer. Yeah, if you squint. Right. I feel like if you squint, it kind of looks like Don's great-great-grandfather. It's okay, just avoid them and you'll be fine. I'm so sorry for all the Cancers. We respect Cancers in this chat. That's just Howl's moon. I'm standing up for the Cancer slander. My best friend is Cancer, and my moon sign is Cancer. What is a moon sign? Actually, let me not ask that, because I feel like It sounds very complicated. The whole like moon and fire sign and like grand rising and stuff like that. That's some very deep stuff to get into. Ah, okay. Yeah. I think this is it for the dining room. And let's see, the next room. We can try to tackle the living room. I think I'm ready now. Or am I? I don't know. Yeah, should this be the living room? And maybe we'll do twin fireplaces. Because that's a thing in certain places, right? Having fireplaces on each side of the room. We'll try it first. No, cool puppy, let's get into it. But do I want to? The whole birth chart, let's go. You can just put it in a chart calculator. That's a thing, a chart calculator. The last avatar type of complicated, hopefully. Ooh. No, for real, everyone share their birth chart in the chat. Bonding experience. So what's my birth chart? Someone guess what my birth chart is, please. Like I said, all I know is like the zodiac signs. I don't know anything outside of that. Okay. Would it be dumb to have built-ins on each side? Wait, now that I say that, that might be annoying though, because then I'll have to actually fill those up with stuff. I think what we'll do instead, we'll move the built-in over here. And this will be, excuse me, this will be our den or family room over here. Yeah. And we'll keep the double fireplace in here. Because I like that. I like the thought of that. Or maybe I don't actually. I don't know. I don't know if I actually like this anymore. Mine is easy because, fun fact, it's almost entirely Pisces. That is impressive. All I know from my Mayan chart is my galactic tone or whatever is 11. That's why I have 3 eyes. And Maya Lazowski, or what did I say was Maya Lowski? 111. I'm so confused. A Mayan chart. Galactic tone. Wait, what does your galactic tone tell you about yourself? I only know my Vedic chart vaguely. Wow. Wow. I'm so lost. I don't really understand. Oh, wait, we're running out of money. Can I add more here? Okay, I can't. Okay, we might have to switch over to live mode real quick because I forgot. There's so many charts. Yeah, I see that. So many. Kind of sounding like a math or science class. No, for real. But I appreciate the education because, like I said, I had no idea about any of this stuff outside of the actual science. Which, honestly, I say that, but I still don't really know anything. No, this is way better than. Okay, but to be fair, science class was actually really fun. Like, I enjoyed science class. The only science class I didn't really mess with was physics. Because, wait, no, did I take physics? Or was it chemistry? I can't remember. But I actually did enjoy science class. Science class rules. Math class, questionable. And let me go ahead and give this a frame too while we're in here. Oh, it's such an ugly frame. Wait a minute. What about black? We'll figure something out. One and 11 mean new beginnings. Huh. I'm a Libra sun, Aries moon, and Pisces rising. Sounds pretty cool. So the sun, the moon, and the rising, is that just like different shades of your character, your personality, I guess? Maybe. So what time is it? Oh wow, it's only 9:17. Okay, that's good. Sorry, that was my hands. I was rubbing them together. Okay, now we have money. Okay, we can get back to the situation at hand. Like I said, I like the idea of having a fireplace on each side of the room, but after placing that down, I don't actually know how we would go about furnishing that. I guess what we can do is, since this is the living room, the kind of fancy formal room for guests to just like sit in and chill, maybe we can just do like 2 couches on each side like this. And kind of leave it open to this side of the room. But what would we put on this side of the room? I don't really know. Yes, pretty much. Okay. Glad I'm correct. Because that's what I figured. But I wasn't sure. We gotta have a birth chart and movie night on Discord. Movie night! Oh my gosh. Guys, I recently downloaded Letterboxd. And it's so helpful in like motivating you to actually watch movies. Because I like movies, okay? I actually do enjoy watching movies. But a lot of times I struggle to like get through my watch list. Because I'm the type of person, I can't watch a movie and do other stuff at the same time. So it's hard for me to pick a time where I'm just like not doing anything to watch a movie. But since I downloaded Letterboxd, I've been making the time because I really like adding stuff to like my list. So this week, what did I watch? I finally watched Sinners, which honestly, that was actually a pretty good movie. My mom was like, I don't know how I feel about it. You guys can watch it, but I wasn't really a fan. And I was like, that's not good. But also at the same time, to be honest, my mom has bad taste when it comes to media. So I was kind of taking it with a grain of salt. But anyway, all that to say, I really did enjoy Sinners. And I watched 16 Candles for the first time. And I'm going to be honest with that movie, I was kind of disappointed. Because I have seen some of like Hugh, what's his name? John Hughes, I think. I've seen his movies like The Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink and stuff like that. But I haven't seen 16 Candles. And 16 Candles, a lot of people are like, oh, that's like the best one out of all his movies and stuff. But after watching it, I don't know. Like, it was cool and all, but I feel like it didn't age that well. Because there's a lot of questionable stuff happening in that movie. And then when we got towards the end of the movie, I was like, oh, it kind of feels like we're getting towards the end of the movie. But we're also in a spot where it doesn't feel like the end of the movie, if you know what I mean. Like, you ever watch a movie and you just have like your biological clock kind of like ticking, like, hey, it's been this amount of time passing by. So I felt watching that movie.